Hi guys, this is Guadalupe Contreras, and this is part two on the previewing of the publication of Public Speaking to Help You Stop Stuttering. And I'm just gonna jump right into the information, okay? I explained about the book and how that we're gonna be studying in the introduction part. So if you haven't seen it, see the first one. Don't go into the second part or three, because it'll make you kind of behind on the information that we're using. Here, what I'm gonna start on chapter study 4, fluent delivery, and even if you don't have the publication right in front of you, the e-publication, you could just see the exercises and apply them, and it'll help you out, okay? Again, here is study 4, fluent delivery. Now, what is fluency? Have you ever heard that word? People speak about that. Oh, he's a very fluent speaker, He's very fluent in what he's doing. Well, fluency, it's whenever that a person is, he speaks out very smoothly, very calm, and it's like, proper composure, meaning that what he's saying is just coming out very, very, good, It kind of like reminds me of a water faucet. Somebody turns on the water faucet and puts the glass under it, and the water, just comes out, depending on how fast he lets out the water, right? But just doing it, smooth, normally opening, the faucet, then putting the glass under it, right? It just comes out, very smoothly. And then too, it could be like a smooth waterfall. When you look at it from far, it just, comes straight down like that. And that's fluency. It's whenever that the composure of the speaker is very controlled. He controls his airflow, controls his pronunciation of the words, right? And his whole, like I said, composure is very, controlled naturally. So what do you need to do, as a fluent speaker? It says that read and speak in a manner that your words and thoughts flow smoothly. When delivery is fluent, speech is not jerky or painfully slow, and there is no stumbling over words or groupings for thoughts. So what they're saying is that your speaker, right, when he's speaking, everything is very controlled. He's not, searching for the words. Say, for example, like a person is speaking, then he starts saying, well, yeah, using these kind of words. Everything seems to be choppy, right? But everything with fluency, it's all controlled. And well, why do you want to be a fluent speaker, though? It says that it's important because when a speaker lacks fluency, the minds of the listeners, they'll wander. Wrong ideas may be conveyed. What is said, many will lack persuasiveness. You see, in other words, that whenever you're, talking without fluency, people just don't pay attention. They don't have confidence in what you're saying, Like, say, for example, that you go to a door and you want to sell them something, right? And all of a sudden, what you knock, right? You knock again, person answers the door, and then I stand there and I say, hey, hi, my name is Guadalupe, and I'm here today to sell you this product about, let me see, well, I have the info right here, hold on a minute. Yeah, it's a vacuum cleaner. And all of a sudden, I just, stand there, right? And I started laughing like I did. And I look and I go, hold on, man. And I get the introduction right. It's right here in my hand on the paper. I go, yeah, hi, my name is Guadalupe, and I'm here today, to assist you to have a clean home. And no, that's not right. Imagine that, searching for the right words and having it right in front of you. Man, I'm gonna tell this guy, you know what, bro? Get out, man. Get out of here. So in other words, see, fluency. Now imagine if I, knocked on the door, and then I say, hi, sir. My name is Guadalupe Contreras, and I'm a salesperson for the Hoover Vacuum Company. And these are the new vacuums on the market today. In fact, I already sold 500 today. No need to explain more, they do the job. I could show you right here. Free vacuum for today. Keep the door open. Here's my assistant right here. Her name is Cheryl. She'll do it for you. I'll just be standing since I don't know you. See what I mean? That's it. And she's vacuuming, sold the vac. That's all, man. It's done. Because confidence, fluently knowing what I'm gonna do at the door, saying it out very fluently, and the confidence is there, So for today, we're speaking of fluently. It speaks about here in the paragraph, right? Fluency, and stutterers. When you stutter, right, you have no fluency at all. You're just. That's one. This was a. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. This was one area that I had very much trouble on. That, and then why does this happen though? Have you thought about that in your mind? Well, here's why. Look at this. Now, there's a lot of factors involved, right? And here's the first one. It says that here are the following reasons why people lack fluency. When reading to others, right, unfamiliar words, right, the words that you don't know how to pronounce, meaning that you haven't gone over the words, and then pauses in too many places, like you're saying, then you start smacking your voice. People think that sounds correct, man. That's, oh my God, man. Those are mannerisms, And then too, with lack of preparation, causes it, right? They don't prepare, for what they want to say, right? And then too, whenever that you're going to speak with others in a group, right, that you don't organize your material correctly. And then vocabulary, which you have a low knowledge about words, your vocabulary. And then two, if you emphasize on too many words, right? Like say for example, if you saying too much, well. I remember I used to use man a lot, in this phrase, man. Well, man, you know what, man? Man. I used to do that. And then two, the other word would be the familiarity of your grammar, that. Familiarity of, your grammar. That right there, So actually then, what can help you out? So here's what we're here for, right? Let's do, it says right here, check this out, look. What can help you out, It says that many people have the mannerism of inserting expressions as right, when they talk, now, phrases as, like what I said, remember? Man. See what I'm saying? You know what? They keep saying, see what I'm saying? I catch that myself, man. I do it. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And then if you're Spanish, if you're Mexican, the Spanish culture, right? I hear them say, estamos. Estamos, estamos, estamos. There's a phrase, man. And then two, they will say Ned. Ned, say some, okay, like they'll say, I'll say it in English, right? All right, let's go, Ned, Ned. These are our word whiskers, man, they call them, right? And then also, too, for example, say like intervals, right? Person says interval, that too much. Meaning like he'll start something, right? Or injections, regressions, man. He'll start something, and then he'll go back again and start it again and finish the sentence, right? He'll say something halfway, and then he'll stop, and then he'll go back and say it again, and then finish the sentence, And then it says right here that it speaks about, how to improve, what do you want to do to stop saying, using these mannerisms that are not fluency, Well, what you want to do is go over the material, right? Take pleasure in what you're studying, Like saying, for example, the information that I'm going to hand you right here, right? Like what you want to do is take the material, okay? And say, for example, that I'm going to hand you a paragraph to read. And inside the class right here, look, I'm going to ask for volunteers to read. But I'm going to say, well, does anybody want to volunteer to read, I'm not going to pick you to read, I'll ask anybody want to volunteer to read, today. If you don't, it's all right, but you don't have to. I'm not going to push you. It's not true. What in psychology, we learned that when we make people do something, right, it's called the amygdala. You're picking on their amygdala. Amygdala is that you get prepared to run whenever you see fear coming. For example, a spider, right? A spider or something. You see it coming, right? You know what I mean? And so you prepare, to kill it or just move out of its way. And that's what we do whenever, I remember instructors just didn't understand that. That's all it was, they just lack of information, but they do their courses how they want. I'm not getting into that. That's not what we're here for today, to criticize instructors. But what we found out in psychology, though, it's neuropsychology, I studied that, is that when we make people do something, what they don't want to do, it doesn't help them. It helps their amygdala increase negativity, and that causes stress on your throat muscles, your speech, and then anxiety, stress, it does that, that, and that's what we have the scientific evidence of that. And so I'm not going to go into that area there. If you don't want to, read, it's fine. I'll read the material, that. And what you want to do is this, to have fluency, right? For example, the points what I said right now, that, what lack of fluency was, we could go into the area where a dictionary, right? And lack of vocabulary words. You can get a dictionary and just familiarize yourself with, certain words. Like I used to get, let me see, 5 words a day. I used to do 10, 20 when I didn't have nothing to do. I used to do 5 words a day in college, and I used to familiarize myself with that. And then what I would do is write them out, because we found out that when you write, the words out, you tend to memorize it more. It was a study in Harvard that I, looked up, that when you write out something, right? You make the memory more. We don't know why. It just happens like that, you know. And then so right here, what you could do is go over the material in the vocabulary, write out your words, you know, and then practice that every day until you memorize, you know, the word, you know. The next thing what you could do is make it a practice to read out loud, right? To contribute for, you know, improvement, you know. So what you want to do is that the words that you have trouble with or your sentence, right, read it out loud. Read it, you know. And in fact, I'm going to give out, you know, some assignments for next, you know, time that we meet, that you're going to have an assignment to read the information out, you know, that your assignment will be to familiar yourself, you know, to read it. And I'll hear you read. The assignment is this, that, you see, it'll be used like since you have to, you know, speak, right? It'll be used part of your speech, you know, for practice to overcome the stuttering. That's how that you can, you know, use that. And then too, the publication, you know, it speaks about that. It speaks about the you know, the pace, you know, in reading, you know. It says that if you have come to appreciate how words within a sentence work together, you will be able to see more than one word at a time and to anticipate what should come next. This will contribute much to the effectiveness of your reading. Like, say for example, right, see this right here? Like, this is actually reading it like word clusters, you know. Word clusters is like when you see words in a sentence, right? And then what you want to do, instead of speaking about the whole sentence word for word, you would see about 4 or 5 of the words, right? You know, that just key them down, you know, and have them in your mind, you know, and then just paraphrase it in your own words. You know, like say for example, right? It's this what I read out right here. Increase your pace. If you have come to appreciate how words within a sentence work together, you will be able to see more than one word at a time and to anticipate what should come next, right? And this will contribute to effective, you know, reading, you know. So what this here in a clustered way would be like, say, that appreciating, right, you know, the words here. In other words, if you want to understand, you know, and honor your reading, what you want to do is to look down at the sentence and then say, you know, more than one word. You know what I mean? In a group sentence, like say for example, I go down here and say, well, what this said right now. In other words, paraphrasing. You know, what this said right now is that, you know, to understand what you're reading. Don't read it word for word, right? But, you know, say it on your own words. That way you understand it. And then, you know, instead of to memorizing it, you know, instead of saying it word for word, right? What you want to do is look down right here and then choose the words in groups. Like put what you want to say, like 4 or 5 key words together about what it's saying, right? So let's do it again till you understand it, okay? You know, so here, right here, it says that increase your pace if you have come to appreciate how words within a sentence work, you know. you will be able to see more than one word at a time. That's it right there, the key. So if you want to say the point of the sentence without saying it word for word as a manuscript, you want to look down at it and then read it in group words together, more than one word at a time, and then explain it. So to understand this right here, we're going to go over it more than once, 2, 3, 4 times. So to understand this right here, look, what they're just saying here is that when you look down at this small little paragraph, what does it mean? It means then that what you could do is to not read it word for word, but you want to look down and then see words in clusters, groups, a group, put the words in a group, and that way use your own words, paraphrase it, and it'll be easier to not just stare at the paragraph, but you'll be staring at the audience. That's the main point of this. You'll be looking at the audience, explaining it, but in group words, meaning that you know what it's saying. So what it's saying right here, that to get the gist of what I'm saying right now about the paragraph, is that say things in group words, meaning to talk about more than one word at a time. Don't just read it out of the paragraph. See what I mean? And that's what it's saying right here. And how do you learn to do that? To not look at the paragraph and read it word for word, but to really understand how words, work in a sentence. You look down on it, right? Then you pick up your eyes and stare at the audience, and you pick from it quick words in a group, the key points. And that's how you do it, You learn how to speak to the audience like that. Instead of staring down like this. Imagine if I was teaching you like this all through the 30 minutes or 40 minutes, right? Just all like that. Imagine that. You're going to say, man, this teacher, bro, I don't know. Because that's what you could do, for appreciating, the sentence right there and learning how to read it, in clusters, right? That's what you could do right here. And then it says that making a regular practice of reading, sight reading, can be valuable training. For example, without doing advanced preparation, right? You could read something that you read every day, right? And make a comment about it out loud. Doing it regularly. Become accustomed to allowing the eye to take in words as groups, express thoughts, rather than seeing just one word at a time. And this is what I was speaking about right now. But this was said in different wording. See what I mean? Paraphrasing like. So what they're saying here, that if you want to make it a practice, they call it sight reading. That you want to, read something that you're familiar with every day, right? Some people read books on, mechanics every day, And, if you want to do that, right, read something every day and then explain it in your own words about it, right? That's what you want to do. But now, with this information here, right, what you want to do is understand that fluency is that you think before you speak. You always have to do that. You have to make it a practice in your everyday activity, what you have to do to have fluency. For example, you have to, think about the words that you're going to use. Then you have to think about the sight, reading, meaning that looking at the words and the group words, right? And then you have to read something every day and explain it, explain it, what you're reading, do it orally, explain it, right? And then the words will come naturally out for you to read, that? By you doing this, you will learn to have, fluency. You know that, and then so what you want to do is how to achieve this, right? Say that when reading a magazine or books, you know, or the assignment book that we're doing right now, you want to mark words in the paragraph, and then find out what they mean in the dictionary. You know what I mean? And then start using them in your daily life. Also, to practice reading aloud at least 5 to 10 minutes every day. Practice reading aloud 5 to 10 minutes every day. And then prepare reading assignments thoroughly, right? Like the assignments that I'm gonna prepare here for you, they'll be prepared. So what you wanna do is go over them, you know, go over the information, how they're prepared. That's a head start for you right there. And then after that, start doing it on your own without, you know, my preparation. But learn what I did, and then you apply it yourself. And then take special note of thought-conveying words. Become familiar with the flow of thought, you know. So what you want to do is be familiar with words, you know the thought of them, you know that. In daily conversation, learn to think first, and then say complete sentences without stopping. See what I mean? Think first, right? Think first, you know, what you're going to be, you know, attacking on the task, doing on the task, and then you apply it. You know, that's what fluency is. Fluency is also to, like I'm saying right now, is that thinking first what you want to do. So let's go over this real quick, all right? Okay. What you want to do is that, you know, read daily, right? Now it said right here, you know, that read some kind of publication daily. And then what you want to do is find out what the words mean. Mark in the publication, you know, that what the word is, and then find out what the word means. And then practice it reading out loud. Read it out loud daily for about 5 to 10 minutes. And then third, prepare, you know, your assignments to do this. You know that? Prepare in doing this. Meaning take special note of the thought-conveying word groups. Become familiar with the flow of thought. Right? So, in other words, before you prepare, you know, 1 and 2, you want to be familiar with them words before that you started, okay? And how do you do that? Well, just, you know, prepare, that's it. And then whenever you, in your conversation daily, don't just, you know, use your new skill only in homework. Use it, you know, whenever you're having a conversation with somebody. You know, think first. Like, for example, you're talking to somebody, right? You're going to say, well, I'm going to breathe in right, you know, and I'm going to speak on the one flow of thought, air breathing, right? And then I'm not going to say or look for the words, or, you know, I'm going to speak slowly, more, you know, politely, more respectfully, right? And then you're going to complete your sentences, you know that? Fully, you know? And that right there, it'll help you out to have, you know, fluency. So all this, what was said right here, right? What you want to do is that take this information here and then apply it with the skill, the breathing skill, right? Remember in the introduction? So the breathing skill again is what here. I'm gonna always introduce the voice quality in every chapter that we read at the end. Now remember that inhale, filling in the lungs, you know, and exhaling out on one breath, right? Out slowly, but speaking out the words fully and slowly like that. Remember that, okay? Practice that daily. You know, you gotta take your mind away from the stuttering. You gotta express to your brain system that, hey, this is what needs to be done. Now we're thinking daily, differently. You ain't gonna sit there now be mindset on not doing things because you stutter. That's what stutters do every day. I did that. I couldn't do nothing. I just kept stuttering, and you know what? It took away my whole life from me, from being who I wanted to be, an attorney and businesses, man, that I wanted, to have, and I couldn't do that because of the speech. Because having your speech like this, you know what? It's taking away your opportunities, Maybe you're a comedian on your studying, well, okay, but could everybody be a comedian and that stutter, right? If you got a way, you got to stop, do it a different way. Hey, more to you, man. I'm happy for you. You know what? Do your thing. You know what I mean? Do it, man. Get it done. But remember this right here, where you're at right now, this is to help you stop stuttering. Period. That's it. It's gonna help you keep going. You know what I mean? And you're gonna be happy that. Hey, believe me, oh man, when I couldn't talk, it is terrible. I ain't lying. You know what? Really, it is horrible. And if I decide to do some editing on this, and I'm pretty sure I am. You know what? I think what I would do is I'll add in some kind of transitions about, how people feel and how I felt, and because I see on YouTube, right, how they make, their other vids, you know what I mean? What makes, views and stuff like that. Everybody's doing the same thing, but, I hear people on there, right, that, oh man, it's sad. It's like being a stutterer, right? It's like they don't know what to do, how to get more views, how to be a millionaire. Everybody thinks that if you're a millionaire, you're easier, but I'm gonna tell you something, man. I'm gonna tell you something. hey, man, I got another vid coming out about millionaires, right? And but I don't want to add that, subject here to you, but I'm gonna tell you something. To stop stuttering, it's like being a millionaire. You know why? I'm gonna tell you, man. I used to be one, man, for about 2 months. That was it. I'm gonna make a vid on it, in my other channel, man. I used to be one for 2 months, and I'm gonna tell you. You guys think it's easy? It's not. You think to be a millionaire, you're gonna chill, see TV, hey, relax. You know what I mean? No, it's not gonna happen like that, And I'm telling you, it's I'm gonna stop right here, right? Because my battery, I'll explain it in the other video. Okay, my battery's dying.